Good afternoon, I'm Betsy Bodwin.
And I'm Donovan Shanley, and this is the Voice of Duquesne Live. Today marks 24 years since the Twin Towers and the Pentagon were attacked, and still 24 years later, America comes together as a country to remember the nearly 3,000 lives that were lost that day, over 400 of them being first responders trying to save as many lives as they could. In New York City, where the Twin Towers used to stand, there is a memorial for everyone who lost their life due to hate. To commemorate these people, each and every one of their names, all 2,977 of them, are read out loud on September 11th. At Duquesne, there is an ongoing tradition where students place small American flags on the lawn of College Hall. A student success coach whose office is in College Hall said, "It started because we had to honor everyone who lost their lives that day." Every anniversary, the whole front lawn is covered. This act demonstrates the unity of this university and the unity of the people in this country as a whole. Though this doesn't just show unity, it also shows respect. Respect for the people who lost their lives, the first responders who risked their life for citizens, and the countless people who lost their loved ones. So, just take a moment to reflect on this tragedy and the devastation it left on our country, but also how the grief brought us together and reminded us of the strength and resilience of our country.
The newest addition to Duquesne's dining is Vibrant Sunshine. Reporter Austin Hansen has more on how the campus community is reacting to the juice place taking up space on Forbes Avenue.
A new dining option, Vibrant Sunshine, a juicery cafe, was added to the Duquesne campus prior to the kickoff of the 25-26 academic school year. While the juicery cafe replaces what once was Freshens, the Juicery Cafe has similar but different reviews from students and staff. As the new academic year began, a campus staple at over 200 different campuses around the United States, Freshens, was replaced by a similar counterpart, Vibrant Sunshine. Since students arrived a few weeks ago, differentiating opinions have prevailed on the new food spot. I took a chance to speak with a few students this past week about if they are a fan of the change and what critiques they may have. A common concern amongst the students was the steep price tag of smoothies, wraps, juices, and more. I spoke with student Michael Shaker as he agreed.
It's definitely good. It's a little bit overpriced though, I think. But I think I want to try a smoothie. I think those would be really good.
While sitting by the restaurant Wednesday during lunchtime, I witnessed about half a dozen students walk in and out of the restaurant with no food. One even left chanting, "We want Freshens back." But with the high prices comes high quality ingredients. As the Juicery Cafe says, their mission is to provide a vibrant and nourishing experience for our guests, making it fun and convenient to lead a wholesome, organic, plant-based lifestyle.
Honestly, this is my first ever thing I got from there, and it's pretty good. It's all just spinach and artichoke. So, I mean, if you like that plant basis to food, it's definitely good.
Vibrant Sunshine's food is higher quality and made from natural and organic ingredients. But, according to that context, the prices seem to be a little bit higher. Until next time, I'm Austin Hansen with the Voice of Duquesne Live.
Thank you, Austin. The Duquesne Dukes men's soccer team squeezed past the top-ranked and previously undefeated Syracuse Orange in upstate New York last Friday. Head coach Chase Brooks, who has led the Dukes for the past 13 years, said during his postgame that a good team performance is really what it comes down to. Brooks also said he gives the guys all the credit in the world for sticking to their principles and sacrificing everything for the result. The Dukes relied heavily on a strong back line and the redshirt senior goalkeeper, Diego Chavez, who recorded a season-high 9 saves, along with freshman midfielder Hakan Dagger Mathiasen, who scored the game's only goal. The shot opportunity was set up by an errant pass from a Syracuse defender to the middle of the field, and a sliding Mathiasen was able to use his weaker foot to knock the ball past the diving keeper Thomas Hutt. The Dukes' final non-conference game came Tuesday night as they tied Mount St. Mary's on the road 0-0. Coach Brooks was quoted following the Syracuse game saying, "The Atlantic 10 is no joke. It's one of the toughest conferences in the nation. We all know that. This is all about building momentum going into that portion of the season." We will see how that momentum is going as they attempt to remain undefeated and make it to back-to-back conference championship appearances.
Now more in sports. This past weekend, the Duquesne women's golf team competed in the 54-hole Bucknell Fall Invitational. The team would finish the tournament 7th out of the 19 teams competing. While the Dukes didn't finish atop the leaderboard, they did set the school record for best score in a 54-hole tournament, shooting a combined 929. This past Sunday, the Duquesne women's tennis team opened its season with a 7-0 sweep of Edinburgh, convincingly winning every match in both singles and doubles. This past Sunday, the Duquesne men's tennis team also defeated Edinburgh. With a final score of 4-3, the Dukes escaped with a narrow victory. The two teams split the singles matches, but Duquesne was able to gain the advantage on the doubles court, ultimately giving them the win. Believe it or not, the Duquesne ice hockey season is here. The team will open their 2025-26 season this Saturday with the City game as they face off with the Pitt Panthers at 2:30 p.m. at the Alpha Sports Complex.
This past Thursday, the women's soccer team won against Cleveland State 4-1 at home. Senior forward Maya Matesa gave the Dukes their lead, scoring 30 minutes into the game. Junior forwards Caitlin Killinger and Jaden Sharpless and junior midfielder Paige Creases scored for the Dukes in the second half. On Saturday, the Dukes outshot Bowling Green 16-6, but after a well-fought fight, they fell to Bowling Green. The final score was 0-1. The women's volleyball team is currently undefeated after sweeping the Chick-fil-A Robinson Classic here at the UPMC Cooper Fieldhouse this past weekend. The Dukes won 3-1 against Loyola Maryland and FDU, and won 3-2 against Robert Morris. Sophomore outside hitter Emerson Schroem had an outstanding performance this weekend, tallying up 57 kills over the 3 games, and senior defensive specialist Madison Grimm totaled 28 digs throughout the weekend. On Saturday, the football team's home opener was no disappointment, dominating Lincoln University 55-14 to secure their 18th straight home opener win. Wide receiver Joey Isabella had his 6th career multi-scoring performance, while Dazin Hopkins, Ryan Petras, and Daniel Tarabella all recorded their first career touchdowns in the win. In another notable performance, quarterback Tyler Riddell threw 5 touchdown passes in the first half. Now, let's head over to Morgan Carr with this week's weather.
Thanks, Betsy. Now for this week, the heat rise is still coming. Fall has not gotten here just yet. So we're going to start with Friday, bright and sunny, high at 80, low at 55, so make sure you get your jackets at night. Partly cloudy, so you're not going to need too many sunglasses on Saturday with a high of 80 and a low of 56. And then we move right into Sunday, which make sure you have your umbrellas on you that day with a chance of rain is going to be 40%, and then you have a high of 79 and a low of 59. Moving right into Monday, we're continuing that sunshine with a high of 75 and a low of 56. Tuesday is partly cloudy, partly sunny, depending on the day. We got a high of 76 and going to be a low of 54. Moving right into Wednesday and Thursday, sunny for the end of that week. We got a high of 80 and a low of 56, and then a high of 82 and a low of 59 for Thursday at Duquesne's Pittsburgh campus. Right into the Rome campus, it's bright and sunny with no rain coming at all, so make sure you get your water and find those fans. Friday, we got a high of 82, a low of 64. Moving into Saturday with a high of 83 and a low of 63. Then we got Sunday with a high of 82 and a low of 64. Moving into Monday, we're continuing that, so make sure you get your sunglasses and your sunscreen with the high of 84 and a low of 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Continuing into Tuesday, we got high of 83, low of 64. Then we got high of 82, low of 64, and a high of 83 and a low of 64 for Thursday. So make sure that you are taking every precaution on your days throughout Italy. Then we have our Dublin campus. We got a big change of temperature here. We got lots of rain coming, so make sure your umbrella is with you at all times. We're going to start out here with Friday with a high of 61 and a low of 50. We got 65% chance of rain. Same for Saturday with a high of 61 and a low of 49. Sunday there's going to be some thunderstorms, so make sure you check the weather before you leave. You get 85% chance. Then you get a high of 66 and a low of 52, so a little bit warmer with those storms. And then you have Monday, 65% chance of rain, the high of 61 and a low of 53 degrees Fahrenheit. Then Tuesday, we're coming back with those storms, 50% chance with the high of 60 and a low of 52. Wednesday, still some rain, 45%, high of 59, low of 50. And then finally, you get your sunshine break on Thursday with a high of 60 and a low of 46. Now, back to you, Donovan.
The Ethically Speaking podcast is back for another year. It is sponsored by the Patricia Dougherty Yoder Institute for Ethics and Integrity in Journalism and Media at Duquesne University. The Institute expands the university's commitment to ethics by assisting the students, staff, and the public in cultivating best practices around fair and accurate journalism in all mediums. Let them know what topics you would like covered this year on their Instagram. Saturday, the city and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention hosted the annual Out of the Darkness Walk. Betsy Bodwin was on the scene to learn more.
This past weekend, the annual Out of the Darkness Suicide Prevention Walk took place here in Pittsburgh at the Riverhound Stadium by the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. The purpose of this walk is to raise awareness, honor those we have lost to suicide, and support people with mental health struggles. The Out of the Darkness Walk brought together thousands to support suicide prevention, whether they just supported the general cause or if they had been personally affected.
So this means so much to me because I've undergone my own mental health struggles and I'm a survivor, so that's why I'm here today. I'm walking for my friends who are also survivors, for anyone who's a survivor, and for myself because I made it through.
It means a day to remember our son that we lost how many years ago?
8 years and 6 months ago.
So it's a way to remember him and honor him and just be with others.
We try to save somebody else from doing what our son did.
Yes.
I think everybody suffers from mental illness, and by the time people start paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Many local businesses had tents set up around the field showing their support for the cause, including banks, restaurants, and gyms. Before the walk, the mayor of Pittsburgh, Ed Gainey, spoke to the crowd.
I think today is a beautiful day. I think that, it's what I spoke about on stage. Having a day to recognize everybody, the person that's going through the darkness, as well as the family that's walking with them. I think it's also the unconditional love. Sometimes we judge people based on what we think of them before thinking about what they may be going through in their own life. And so we make all these judgments on people instead of just saying, how you doing? Instead of judging, provide unconditional love. And the reason why it sounds so simple but is so hard is because a lot of times we don't think like that because of our own day-to-day grind. We always on that move. So today brings a level of togetherness that allows people to know you're not alone. Let families know you're not alone. Let people know no matter where you come from, you're not alone. And as long as we can continue to provide that devotion to one another through events like this, that's called a healing.
In addition, there was an honor bead ceremony, and people were asked to pick beads that represent their area of loss based on color. During the ceremony, each color was called, and participants were asked to hold up their colors when they were called. The ceremony concluded with a flock of doves being released into the sky, honoring those we've lost. The Pittsburgh Walk has a fundraising goal of $350,000 and has already raised over $200,000. You can donate to help them reach their goal by going to afsp.org and click Donate Now. This is Betsy Bodwin with the Voice of Duquesne Live, signing off. On Thursday night, Duquesne students were able to see the Pirates play the Dodgers at PNC Park's Duquesne Night. Students who bought the discounted tickets from the Center for Student Involvement office were treated to a Duquesne Pirates jersey, a $5 voucher on concessions, and a 5-3 Pirates win, aided by 6 shutout innings by Pirates ace Paul Skeens. While the majority of Duquesne students who went to the game weren't Pirates fans, everyone enjoyed the event and most people in attendance stayed until the final pitch.
This past Saturday, in partnership with the Center for Student Involvement's Thrive Week, Residence Life hosted a Glow Foam celebration for students. The event included a live DJ, foam dance party, glow paint, glow sticks, and lots of fun. The party lasted for 2 hours in the Assumption Commons and was run by Foam Party Pittsburgh. Freshmen Jack Bauer, Chase Morton, and Andrew Schmero all said that the party was super fun with friends. According to Foam Party Pittsburgh's website, they use biodegradable, non-toxic, non-staining, hypoallergenic foam to create the fun. Morton said that the foam was fun but slippery, so it was easy to get lost in all the foam. On his way back to the dorms, Schmero said everything kind of hurts, but it was a good time.
Wednesday marks the official start of Duquesne's Delight chapter. Our Kylie Crocus sat down with Kenzie Bull to learn more.
Hi, I'm Kylie Crocus, and today we're here with Kenzie Bull, and she's the team director of Delight Ministries. So we're gonna have a little conversation with her. I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Let's start with you. When did you join Delight Ministries?
So I joined Delight my second semester of my freshman year. I was definitely nervous my first semester, just like getting into things, and then I joined it with a couple of friends, and it turned out to be one of the biggest blessings I found on Duquesne's campus.
That's awesome. I love to hear it. What led you to it?
So I was just trying to find a path and finding like a good group that would guide me to my faith, and I definitely found this in these group of girls. It's something so special. We all come from different backgrounds and just come together as one to just create such a special bond over something so amazing.
So that's awesome.
Yes.
And I absolutely love that. That's really beautiful. And I heard that Delight Ministry is having a kickoff event.
Yes.
Can you tell me about it? Like, when is it? What's going to go on?
So September 17th, we're having our kickoff in the Towers NPR. It's like that little room that is by Towers and like where you go to get food at Hogan. It's a little hidden, but we're having our kickoff there, and our theme is flourish and like blooming in faith with Jesus. So it's going to be so much fun, and it's at 8 p.m. So we would definitely love to see anyone who wants to go to join and show up. But yeah.
And leading after the kickoff event, you guys have weekly meetings. Like, what happens at those?
So we have our weekly meetings every Wednesday at 8 p.m. And we normally have them at NPR, but this year we're going to be floating between NPR and Fisher, and it's just a nice area for girls to come for worship. We go through our studies. This year this semester it's Everything I Need, which is really fun. I'm so excited to see what is going to come through this chapter in this book. But we go through a chapter each week, do worship in small groups where we just get to talk about what's going on in our lives and what we really took from the chapter of that week.
And where can someone find the book, Everything I Need? Is it at the bookstore, Amazon?
So we have it on our Delight Ministries webpage. In our merch area, there's a section for books. It's right there, and we'll also be selling it at kickoff. And if you ever want to pick one up, you could just come to one of us leaders, and we'll have extra on hand.
I'm Kylie Crocus from the Voice of Duquesne Live, and that's all we have for today.
Thank you, Kylie. Now here's this week's roundup from Provost Dossey's Academic Insights. All are invited to register for the annual WECT Symposium, Law and Medicine, Topics for the 21st Century, a 2-day hybrid academic conference grappling with some of the most challenging issues in the legal space: DNA ancestry databases, traumatic brain injuries, organ transplantations, and more. It will feature experts from the fields of medicine, dentistry, nursing, forensic science, and law. The 16th Annual McGinley-Rice Symposium, The Face of the Person Who Has Been Abused, taking place in just 45 days. This impactful event brings together nurses, researchers, advocates, and community members to shed light on the realities of abuse and share pathways to healing, dignity, and justice. Hear from keynote speakers and national thought leaders, engage with innovative research and community initiatives, network with professionals committed to advocacy and healing, and earn continuing education credits. Don't miss your opportunity to be part of this vital conversation. Secure your spot today.
Gumberg's Library's EBSCO database has recently underwent substantial changes. To help you navigate the updates, the library will host a webinar on September 9th from noon to 1 p.m., walking you through existing features and introducing new ones like natural language searching, enhanced subject searching, and filters for specialized content. Beyond the strategic searching with DUQ Search, register for an insightful webinar on Gumberg's Library's most popular search tool, DUQ Search. Learn expert tips and strategies to efficiently discover books, articles, and more across multiple disciplines. EndNote 2025 with AI is now available. New features include AI-powered research summaries, real-time sync and status, and a redesigned interface. EndNote citation management software is free to current Duquesne students, faculty, and staff. Keep an eye out for upcoming EndNote webinars offered by Gumberg librarians. If you need assistance in the meantime, contact the library for help. I am Donovan Shanley.
I'm Betsy Bodwin, and this is the Voice of Duquesne Live.
Hope to see you next Thursday.